Growing up in the mountains of North Carolina, I was taught racism. From as young as I can remember, I was told black people are violent. Black people are lazy. Black people are not as smart as white people. I remember my dad told me that black people are too lazy to work, and so they depend on welfare to live, and they sell drugs. 10 minutes after my dad said that to me, a man knocked on the door. I let him in. He handed my dad some money. My dad weighed out some marijuana and a few pills and handed it to that gentleman. And then we went to the store to buy some groceries. We didn't buy groceries with the money that that man just handed my father. It was little yellow, blue, and green food coupons. So my dad is trying to teach me that black people are drug dealers on welfare while my dad was selling drugs out the living room, living on welfare. You see, he would tell me, son, I work very hard. I don't make enough money to provide for you kids, so that's why I sell these drugs. I just love you so much. And these food stamps, well, I pay my taxes, so I earn them. You see, the indoctrination begins at a very young age. We are taught without even knowing it, there are two Americas. Despite marijuana use with the black community and the white community at the same rate, the black community is arrested and convicted at a rate 3 times higher than white America. There are black Americans in prison right now serving 30 and 40-year sentences for marijuana, while corporations are becoming multi-billion-dollar businesses selling marijuana. There are two Americas. If a man broke in my house right now, and I shot that man in the back, albeit in my own house, I could not claim self-defense because I shot him in the back. But a police officer can shoot Jacob Blake in the back 7 times and still be at work. If that's okay with you, we are on different moral platforms. We are on different ethical existences if that's okay with you.
Hello lovelies, welcome to today's episode. Let's get to hear this white man is trying to educate us more about the way he's a victim of racism. He grew up in a family which was toxic, taught him a lot of things about black people which was bad things. Let's get to hear him very well. Drop your thought in the comment section, then we'll come back with more commentaries.
There's two Americas. The America I grew up in says if you comply, everything will be okay. Well, for white America, that's true. But black America faces a very different reality. The use of force and the threat of the use of force is actually 4 times higher for police-initiated interactions. The America I grew up in will say, if you stop talking about racism, it'll go away. Well, for white America, that's true. Because as a white American, I don't have to think about my race. I'm not judged by my skin color as soon as a potential employer meets me, as soon as a loan officer meets me, as someone that's coming to appraise my home for sale. Don't judge me by my skin color. As a white American, I can completely forget about my race and even racism, so long as nobody talks about it. So then in my world, it won't exist. Well, I've decided enough of that. I'm here to call white America to task. I'm here to tell white America it's time to stand the hell up. Beside our fellow human beings, beside our fellow citizens, and it's time for white America to be part of the solution. I was raised by racists. I was taught how to be racist. So you can quit telling me that racism doesn't exist. You're a damn liar. I was raised in the belly of the beast. I was raised by racists, and now they hate me. I call that a glow up. That's all right. I'm not here to speak for black America, over black America, at black America. I'm here to speak to and at white America, and I'm screaming, wake the hell up. White supremacy is woven into the very fabric of this country. White supremacy bleeds from every pore of this country. In schools, we have standardized testing, but we don't have standardized resources. We don't have standardized opportunities. In hospitals, a black woman is more likely to die during childbirth at a rate 3 times higher than that of a white woman. In neighborhoods, power plants and dumps are more likely to be put up by a predominantly black neighborhood than a predominantly white neighborhood. At home, 22% of black America lives in poverty, whereas only 9% of white America lives in poverty. White America loves black music, black trends, black culture, but kills black people at a rate 2.87 times higher than that of white people by the police. All of these things will not change unless we tear down, I'm going to say that again, unless we tear down the system of white supremacy that has built them into existence. We cannot fix the current system, for it is not broken. This system is working exactly as it was intended. Passing laws will not change it. You cannot legislate morality. Black America has screamed tirelessly for decades about these injustices, while white America has turned a blind eye and a deaf ear. Well, I'm here to say no more. Change is coming. Revolution is coming. It's time to open your eyes, white America. White people make up nearly 60% of the American population, and the overwhelming majority of them refuse to even admit that racism exists. They think that there's a conspiracy against them by the government with zero evidence, but ignore the obvious systemic racism and oppression against black America that's well documented. Well, I've made it my life's mission to call white America to task. Mr. Blake, Miss Austin, to all the families of victims of police brutality in this country, to all of those of you who wake up every day and deal with the system of white supremacy built to marginalize you, I say to you this one thing: I will stand with you. I will march with you. I will protest with you. I will fight with you. I will use my privilege and my platform to demand that white America stop ignoring this humanitarian crisis happening right here in America. So, white America, this is your choice. Either be part of the solution, or by God, you are the problem. No justice.
I've never told this story in a video. I've mentioned it on podcasts before, but I've never made a video and told the story. My mother, seen here, was 16 years old when I was born. My dad was 21. They'd been together since she was 14, so she was 14, he was 19 when they got together. You guys have heard me talk about my dad before. He was very racist. My mother will tell you the same. And my mother, being very young and uneducated, she just kind of went along with whatever my dad did. And he was also abusive. My mother was abused. And I talked to her before I made this video to make sure that she's okay with me telling that part of her story. My dad was a domestic abuser and also a child abuser. He abused me as well. That's not the point of this video, though. When I was 3 years old, my mother was 19. She found the courage to leave my dad, which wasn't easy to do. And the divorce was nasty because my dad he's passed away now, a pretty controlling, narcissistic type guy. And shortly after leaving my dad, my mother was in a relationship with another man who was a black man. And my dad being the racist. See, I was raised in the 80s in North Carolina, and my dad was a racist. So her leaving him for a black man was like this big taboo thing. Like, you don't do that. And so when everything went to court, my dad ultimately got custody of me because the judge in the 80s in North Carolina is not giving the child to the woman dating a black man, to the white woman dating a black man, especially when my dad was the one with the career and the income and the money, and my mom had nothing. He had left her with nothing. Fast forward to when I was 10 years old. During those 7 years after the divorce, my dad taught me to hate my mom. He taught me that she was a sinner, that the Bible did not approve of interracial marriages. He showed me in the Bible where the Bible says you can't marry outside your race. And I believed her to be basically of the devil himself. I hated her. When I was 10 years old, I found out that my dad was being taken to court because my mother was trying to get visitation rights. I was terrified. I didn't want to meet this evil woman. She won. She got visitation rights of me. I'll never forget ever to this day. I can still vividly remember where I was, the weather and everything when she picked me up the first time. I was terrified. But I made it my mission, that first visit, that she would never visit me again. I made that my mission, that she would never want to see me after this day. I called her a sinner. I called her children, because she had 3 children with her second husband. Obviously, they were biracial children. And I called her children the N-word. I called her an N-word lover. Now, keep in mind, I'm 10 years old. But this is how I was raised. This is what I believed at age 10. And she told me, you shouldn't think like this or talk like this. And I ignored her. It was like a 2-hour visitation, whatever it was. And then she dropped me back off at my house. And I told my dad, she'll never pick me up again, Dad, I promise you. 2 weeks later, when it was time for her next visitation, I waited in my yard on the Saturday at the time that I was supposed to be there. And I was sure she wouldn't pull up, but she did. She did pull up. I was befuddled. Oh my God, she came back. This time, she took me to her house in a mostly black neighborhood, and a place I had never been. I was raised on the mountain, all white neighborhood, very much racist. And I was told that black neighborhoods were crime-ridden, filthy areas. Avoid them. So I went to this black neighborhood and I thought, oh my God, oh my God. I went in her house and she said, I want you to meet your brothers and sisters. And they came out and they were so excited to see me because my mom had never told them a bad thing about me. And I wanted to be mean to them because that's how I was raised. But I couldn't. I couldn't bring myself to be mean to them because they were so nice and polite to me. I was not nice to them. I tolerated them in my mind, but I wasn't mean to them. And then every 2 weeks she came and got me. And over the course of time, I built a relationship with my siblings, with her. And I started questioning things like maybe the things my dad told me are not true. Because what I see in this neighborhood, what I see in my mom's house, what I see everywhere is not what I was told. And I had a choice to make at the early age of about 11. Do I believe what I was raised, or do I challenge these ideas? And just like my mom had got away from my dad and challenged those ideas and grew and was better, I decided that I too can be better. I started challenging the ideas my dad raised me. It started a very tumultuous relationship with my dad, as if it wasn't tumultuous to begin with. Again, I was an abused child. I'm trying to keep this video short, so I'm missing a lot of very deep details, but I'm trying to give you the idea. By the time I was 15, I had read books and read the speeches of Dr. King and watched interviews with Malcolm X. And I really started realizing, like, there's a whole nother world out there that I didn't realize. Fred Hampton, Angela Davis, these things really opened my eyes. And I even basically got into a fight with my dad over it when I was 15 and was thrown out of my house. But my deconstruction process had begun, and it has continued for the past, 27 years. I'm 42 now. And it's all thanks to my mom. Just being a mom. Just showing up. And I've never had like the closest relationship with my mom because the story I just told you. But I've been friends with her now for, how old is that? 25 years. And I just want to say thanks for showing up. Thanks for not giving up on me. I may have never challenged my ideas and beliefs and may have been stuck in the same trap that, I was born into, and I wasn't. So thanks, Mom. Happy Mother's Day.
This time around, a lot of people are keep coming out to talk about these things which are still happening on land of America, because it has caused a lot of damages more than solutions. A lot of people are a victim of what they don't know. A lot of people are struggling because of the system which was there in place. They never knew anything about it. This time around, when you try to hear the heartbreak these white people are having, some of them, and the way whenever they came out to share their experience, you feel it is something really painful. You grew up in a family lying to you, taught a lot of things about black people, and yet these people were lying to you. But after you grew up, you discovered that each and everything was lie. Imagine how many people this man really bully, really harm in the name of racism. Now, this time around, when you see him moving here and there, try to teach his own people to stop what they are doing, on the other side is something really good. No wonder we keep saying these things which are keep happening, for them to stop it will always start in the family, because it's where it's and everything started. People need to educate more about their relatives, their family members, because there is no any way when as we talk about it, you can't feel it more than someone who is your blood to come out and tell you, Mom, see, you need to listen. This is something you need to know about these people. This is something you need to learn about them. You need to know something about Black history, so that it will also help you to know more and to stop something you've been thinking about them. When you try to hear very well this time around, whenever you hear some Karen coming out to confront Black people here and there in the street, in the restaurant, in the mall, when you try to hear the way, whenever they ask them questions, they don't even have any answer. When you ask them, what do you think this administration is going to help you because you are racist, you are harassing other race? These people, they don't even have any answer. They will tell you, they taught me to hate these people in the church. They taught me in a family to not to associate with any one of them. When you try to hear this man, imagine his dad was the one who poisoned him to have this level of hatred toward Black people. How come you are telling a small baby that your mother is abomination because she went to marry a black man after divorcing your dad? You are telling your son something like that? You are calling that woman evil when you know he gave birth to this your kids? Imagine. And yet you are saying, see my son, I'm not racist, I'm trying to look for money. And yet the people you are harassing, you are bullying, those are the people who are bringing money into your business. Guys, when you try to see this time around, no wonder people are keep saying people need to educate more, people need to keep talking about these things, because if people would keep quiet forever, there is no any way we are going to see some change coming on this land of America, because this system, it is something which has been there for so long. A lot of people has been holding it as a big stone, as a stone of protection, or a stone of prosperity. Because whenever you hear some white people talking about the white supremacy, the white privilege, it is something they think whenever even in the death, it's going to rescue them from there. Whenever even they are 6 feet, it's something which is going to resurrect them, because they can't let it go. And most of these people, those are millennial people, but this young generation is starting to understand the meaning of each and everything. No wonder after, for example, this Charlie Cook passed away, some people try to take him as a hero, as something who died for Christ, who was fighting for young generation, for each and every race. But you have seen a lot of white people came out to say, no, 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 no. When we go deeper in all his speech, he was spreading hatred. You can't tell how we are all going to honor these people, this man after passing away. There is no any way, because we have never seen him preaching peace among race, preaching equality among race. When you try to hear each and everything, he was all hate against the other race. When you see white people coming out to say something like this, you need to know that they are also tired. Most of them, they are tired, but they don't want to ugly. Most of them, they started to see that they've been fooled, they've been scammed. You've been believing in a system more than 30 years, 50 years, and yet you are still here. You don't have anything. They taught you to believe them, to wait for them. They are going to do wonders for you. They are going to protect you. You can do whatever you want. No one will come out to shoot you. No one will come out to arrest you. But still, this other group they taught you to hate, they are thriving, they are succeed, they are doing better, and you are just keep being there just in the name of saying, my people, I belong here. No wonder we are seeing these people coming out to say we have discovered a secret. When we started to associate with black people, we have started to succeed because these people, they'll give you advice. These people, they are wonders, they are magic, they can do whatever it can take to help you. And you taught me to hate them. I've never seen white people gathering in a big party of 2,000 people like these people they do. As they taught us to be our own individualist, when you are doing your things, only you. You don't have to consider cousin. You don't have to consider your uncle. It's you, your husband, your mom, your grandma. Just try to imagine. And yet you believe it. But this time around, these people, when they see how this group, they've been harassing for so long, they've been trying to push them away, they are the best people. Guys, let me know what you think about this topic, because after I came across this particular video, when you try to observe this man, the way he's trying to share his testimony, it's really painful. It's really painful to see someone being victim of something they don't know. Guys, drop your thought in the comment section. Thank you for watching. See you in my next episode. Bye.